What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ryan Pineda Show. We talk all things money, real estate, and entrepreneurship. And in today's episode, I'm going to be interviewing a 21-year-old who's made over $100,000 his very first year wholesaling real estate. Let's go meet him. What's up, man? Good
How's
to
it
see
going?
you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Excited. Thanks for having me.
Take a seat, man.
Cool.
Bro, so I'm excited to have you on here, man.
I'm excited to be here. It's awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. So a lot of people who message me are 18 or 19. I don't know how often you get messaged because you're pretty active on social media too.
A ton, yeah.
Dude, like, how did this happen? How are you already doing over $100,000, like being so young?
Just taking action, I guess. That's the biggest thing. And just going out, taking action every single day. I don't think I've had a day where I haven't done something to work on my real estate business since the day I started. So consistent action every day.
So let's go back to like when you started. Like, when was that?
So I first started in real estate, like getting into it, like finding out about it probably last year, at the end of last summer.
Okay.
That's when I first heard, some of the podcasts and stuff like that. And I actually got into real estate when, got interested in real estate when I heard you on Disruptors with Steve. Shout out Steve Trang.
Yeah.
That was a good episode. And you were like, I'm flipping 100 homes in Vegas. And I was like, in Vegas? I was like, hold up, I'm in Vegas and this guy's flipping 100 homes, never heard of him, but
yeah.
Let me find out a little bit more about him. And so that's when I started researching a little bit more.
Right. And then I remember I met you at one of the meetups I held out here, and it was at a bar where you were still not 21 at the time. You were like 19.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you got in, but you got in and you stayed in. And he wasn't drinking, guys. It was cool meeting you and talking to you, and I could just tell you were hungry, and you were kind of just like figuring out, should I stay in college? Should I get after it? Like, I remember the conversation we had.
Yeah, for sure. And at that point, I heard about you flipping, so I was like, I want to flip. And then you were like, have you, heard about wholesaling? And I was like, what's that? So, that's when I was introduced to wholesaling and that concept of it.
Yeah. So we meet in the middle of last year. We're keeping contact. You end up becoming a realtor at my brokerage too. I don't think you've done a real estate deal though as a realtor.
No, I haven't.
So you're like me, dude. You had the license, but
I'm just not that good, I guess, with the traditional real estate side. I love the investment side, but
yeah,
I guess I could monetize more leads with my license,
yeah.
But I've just been so focused on the investment side. It's been tough.
Yeah, I hear you. So I remember at the end of last year, you came to me because you had a potential deal, and I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna help you close your first deal. And tell everyone about that deal, dude.
Yeah. So I was hungry. I was going out. I was actually door knocking. So I would door knock. Pre-foreclosures and stuff like that, and door knock, tax delinquents. And so I was coming back from school. I was in college at UNLV at the time. And I was like, hey, I'm going to knock a couple doors on the way. And so I was knocking a few doors, and, they were all turning me down, slamming the door in my face, and, get out of here. And so I was like, whatever. And I had this one seller, and he told me, hey, hopefully something comes out of this, good luck to you. So I ended up turning around, and I saw, Crazy Ray house as we know him now.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me go knock it. The window's broken. Let's go check it out. Let's see what he's talking about. And I knocked on the door, and I was like, hey, are you interested in selling? And he was like, yeah, get me out of this house. And I was like, okay, well, this is a motivated seller. And that was kind of, my first exposure to,
right,
that side of the business.
Yeah. And man, let me tell you, this was a tough deal. Like, I've done hundreds of deals, and this is easily in my top 3. You called me out there. I went and met with him. We got him to agree to the deal, and then we find out he has all these extra liens on the house, and he was legit crazy. They called him Crazy Ray. He called himself Crazy Ray.
He called himself Crazy Ray.
Yeah, and he had been in prison, and he's like 80 years old, talking about he was still pimping and all this stuff.
Yeah, he got tattoos all over his body.
Yeah.
He was like 80 years old.
Dude,
it's crazy.
He was a baller. We got him closed. That was kind of your first deal. Doing that, you and me, we did it together. You really, from there, kind of learned a lot from that deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
Yeah.
And then, tell me about what happened after that, because that was when you really started taking action.
Yeah, so for me, that was kind of, how they say, proof of concept. So,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is real, and now I kind of know what I'm doing. So at that point, I started cold calling. That's when I first started cold calling instead of door knocking. And I was cold calling, I was still calling pre-foreclosures and tax delinquents, This was a tax delinquent lady. She had this house and it was terrible. It was in downtown Vegas. That was my second deal, but basically my first deal by myself.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
And that first deal, you wholesaled it to us and you made 20 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, to do your first deal and make 20 grand, it's a lot of money. And then after that, I ended up putting you in my coaching program because I was like, dude, this dude's a baller. I'm not even gonna charge you anything. Like, I just want you in the program because I see all the potential and, I know you're gonna get deals and we're gonna do more deals together and everything like that. When did you join the coaching program?
I think right after that deal, so like in March.
March?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been in it for like 7 months.
Yeah.
Tell me like what's happened since then.
Dude, it's been awesome. I've learned a lot from, the real estate side. I feel like to get into real estate, you don't really need any, coaching to do your first deal. But if you're trying to get the higher level stuff and really, get the most out of it, I think you do need, a mentor in some ways. And then, because of the coaching group, there's a ton of other people in there that have helped me out. I talked to Brian Davila, a few of the other guys that, I call, weekly. And, we chat on the phone, whatever, talk about business. And it's been big.
Yeah. What have you done this year? How many total deals? What's the revenue look like?
So this year we've done 9 deals, closed 9 deals, and like I said, I went
all wholesale.
All wholesale, and I've been full time since March, so that's when I closed my first one. Before that, I was working a part-time job, so I would go like from work to try to go out to the property, try to get pictures.
I think you were still working that when you joined, and we were all like, "Bro, quit your job.
Yeah.
What are you doing?" Like,
yeah, and I ended up putting like that week. So after I went full time in March, and since then we've done 8 more wholesale deals.
Yeah.
Total revenue is about 145,000.
145,000 on 9 deals, so that's about
16,000.
Yeah, 16 grand a deal. Wholesale. We're not even talking about flipping.
Yeah.
And what did you spend to get those deals?
My marketing, I'm running super lean. So, for me, it was just me for a while. I was calling myself. Then I put on a couple callers. So marketing increased a little bit, between 12 and 15,000, somewhere in that range.
That's great. So 10x return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10x.
I mean, that's super impressive, dude, especially for it being your very first year, literally knowing nothing the year before, figuring it out on the fly. I tell new people this all the time. It's like, you don't have to have all the answers right then and there. Once you get in the situation, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Or you'll find somebody else who knows how to figure it out. You just got to put yourself in the situation.
100%.
What would you say has been the biggest key to why you've had so much success your first year, being young, in a competitive market, during a pandemic? What has it been?
It's just, I feel like it's been consistent action. Like I said, I think doing the right things every day, trying to go out and find deals every day. I'm cold calling, going out to properties, whatever it really takes. So doing the right things, I think, sets you up for success. And if you're consistent and you're doing the right things consistently, you can't do the wrong things consistently. That's
what
good.
What does being consistent look like for you? Daily. What does a day look like?
So, marketing out to sellers. So usually I'm calling about 3 hours a day myself. Now I'm trying to shy away from that because I'm hiring cold callers, but now I'm, training them because I hired my own.
Yeah.
I was using a company for a little bit, but didn't really love it. So hired my own. They're pretty good now. I'm training them every day. Calling between 3 to 5 hours a day, going out to properties myself, negotiating with sellers. That's consistent.
Got it. And are you still going to college?
Yeah.
Dude, so he's still doing that in college. Are you taking a full load? What are you doing? Dang. Why? Well, why stay in at this point?
I'm just finishing up the semester probably.
We won't let your mom see this video.
Yeah, don't let my mom see this. My mom is on me, but I was just I'm trying to go into real estate full time, and my mom was like, my mom is the one in the family that's big on college. So she's like, once you show me the money. So then, I showed her the money, and now she's like, no, it's not enough money. What if something happens?
I gotta see $1 million before I believe.
Right.
You gotta make $1 million by 22, or you're finishing college.
Yeah, exactly. And the only reason I went into this semester was because it was all online, because pandemic.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just
why not? I can do it.
I'll just do it. Yeah, but it's still been pretty tough, and I feel like I'm not giving it my all, and I just don't see the future in the colleges.
It's hard to give it your all when you're already crushing it.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? Like, what am I going to do with this? Is it
Yeah.
going to make me crush it more?
Yeah, it's tough. You know, it doesn't really make sense. So probably my last semester,
Nice.
finishing up.
What does 2021 look like? What's your plans?
Scaling the business, looking to do, you know, more deals in 2021. Getting to the flipping side of it more.
Yeah.
Want to run more of a business to the point of we're not just wholesaling. We're kind of looking at like you guys do, which
Yeah.
is, you know, deal by deal. You know,
Right.
what brings in the most revenue, what is the fastest, you know.
What makes sense?
Yeah, what makes sense in that particular situation.
Yeah.
So, you know, putting in some more flipping into it, you know, still wholesaling, and then hopefully buying some rentals.
Right. How do you plan to get there? Like, do you have a goal yet on how much? I know we're big on the program, you know, about making goals and everything. Have you
Goal for
thought about it?
2021?
Yeah.
In terms of revenue, you know, I'm trying to hit 200,000.
Dude, too low. I'm
Too
already
low?
telling you as your mentor. Way too low. Like,
Yeah.
no, that's not your goal.
Gotcha.
Try again.
Okay. Let's do 300,000.
No,
Half a million.
that's too low.
$500,000 in revenue.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm gonna hire on more people. Obviously, I need to ramp up the marketing to do that. Like I said, spent, you know, 14 around probably close to 14,000
Yeah.
in marketing, and I've made, you know, a 10x return on it. So
Right.
it's like time to spend more money and stop being, you know.
Here's the deal. This
expand
is
the
why I
business.
say it's too low, because you have so many things going for you now. Number one, you've got a year of experience now. So you're going to be much smarter going into year two. Now you have $100,000 cash to really throw some fire on it, you know what I'm saying? Or gas on the fire. On top of that, you've been going to college. If you don't go to college, now you're full time. You know, how much can you do full time with experience, with cash? You know, you should not be doing 50,000 more than you did this year.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
100%. 100%.
I'm gonna have to get on your accountability coach if that's what you guys been talking about, because that's
Gotcha.
I'm getting on Davila. That's not right.
Yeah, we'll have to ramp it up and you know, go full out next year.
Just like, and for everyone watching this, some encouragement too on like how growth happens. I mean, for me, my very first year back in 2015, I made $50,000. You know, I flipped them all. I didn't wholesale anything, and the next year going into 2016, I did 200,000. So, you know, 4x pretty much growth. The year after that, in 2017, turned into 750. So, you know, you can definitely grow really quick. And then in 2018, we did $2 million. And 2019 was a down year. I've talked about that.
Yeah.
And then this year, we're having our biggest year ever. I'm not going to reveal it on YouTube yet. As you can see, you can for sure at least 2-3x, you know,
Yeah, it's
what you did
exponential
before.
for sure.
Yeah, especially once you start hiring, once you have some cash, there's a lot more things you can do. Getting those first couple of deals is the hardest part,
Yeah.
because it's pretty much sweat equity for everyone. You don't have the money to you got to do it yourself.
Now I just have to, you know, set up the systems to ramp it up.
Right.
'Cause if I can get it, you know, my expertise, I feel like at this point is the closing. So if I can just get more people to close, I can close more deals.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're a very good sales guy. You need to just be going on appointments.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
let somebody else worry about, you know, setting those appointments and kind of filtering the leads, and then from there, just you get on appointments, you be the one closing the deals, and then eventually, once you start flipping, you know, I'd want you to project manage just to learn the game.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't hire it out right away because
Yeah,
you got to
absolutely.
learn it, but eventually, you'll get out of that too, and focus on just getting deals.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, dude, I just want to say I'm super proud of you for everything you're doing, and I'm always in your corner just for whatever you need, and it's awesome just seeing that, like, what can be done. You know, I wasn't doing this when I was 20, 21, and so I look at your trajectory and I'm like, dude, by the time this dude is 30, the possibilities are endless, and you're already doing everything else, you know, I've been telling you to do. You know, it's like I tell you to go on social media, you're crushing on social media. That's the biggest thing I've learned from you is, like, if somebody tells you to do something, like, you do it. It's not like, okay, I'll maybe do it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I get that a lot. I'm like, hey, here's the advice. And they're like, yeah, I'll do it. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the biggest thing with, like, I know you get a ton of DMs of people, you know, asking you for stuff, you know, and then you give them advice, but if you were to check in with them in a couple months, they never did it, you know, because
Yeah.
that's kind of been my thing to success where, you know, I asked you what I should do and you were like, go find deals. So then whenever
Yeah.
I found that first deal, I was like, well, you know, I found the deal, now I don't know what to do, but I'll reach out to this guy because he told me to go find deals.
Right.
And so, you know, I added value to you, and then, you know, we
Yeah.
ended up working together, but, I think that's the way to start out if you really, want to start in the business.
For sure. Well, cool, man. I think your story is going to encourage a lot of people. If you guys want to reach out and, connect with Vlad, we're going to link to his Instagram, to his YouTube, his TikTok. You guys go check him out. If you got deals in Vegas or you're trying to get in the game, I see you helping out a lot of these guys who are young too. So he's very much there for you guys. Appreciate you coming out, dude.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. Cool.
Cool.